Hello, this is Manesh Patel from IchimokuTrade.com. Today is December 9th, 2013. This is a weekly Ichimoku analysis for the global markets, where we start off covering everything in Europe, slowly transition into Middle East, then to Asia side, and then we'll come back to North and South America. Okay, normal procedures. This is the state. This is for educational use only. If you decide to buy or sell anything, you're doing that at your own risk. Today, we're going to be pretty much using eSignal to see all the different world market indexes. Here are our contact information here. Our email at info@eiicapital.com. You could also call us at any of these office locations or others stating on the website. To learn more about Ichimoku, the method that we use to trade, for access our blogs, Twitter, Facebook, for a lot of free videos and so forth, you could go to ichimokutrade.com, and we have a lot of information that's available there. Okay, let's go straight to eSignal. And as normal, let's start off in Europe. Let's start off in the UK. You can see the UK markets here. Last week we presented, remember these are weekly charts here, so we're kind of here. We're kind of at a support right now. We kind of closed a little below that support of 65.71. The next support you have is about 64.42. So it looks like we're trying to get there right now. However, the resistance on here, a minor resistance is going to be around 66.42. The major one is going to be 68.79. But the UK market is pretty much consolidating right now. It is still bullish, believe it or not, because this trend is here bullish. It hasn't gone below the cloud, but it's just consolidating right now between the ranges of about 64.42 and 68.79 is pretty much the consolidation pattern for the UK market. Germany, on the other hand, it's pretty much still continuing its move up. It's pulled back a little, but this is not even a minor pullback, believe it or not. The major support on this guy is going to be, we have right now 89.48. Another minor support you have is here at the Tinkinson here. This will mark off for me here, which is that level right there at 90.59. But that is a moving indicator, so that's not flat at all, so it can be higher next week. But the major support on this one is going to be 89.48. If it could sit there and go back to that level and break below there, then it can pull back to its major pullback to about 85.40. However, this is still very, very strong. And it's still trending up. Pull back to about 90.59 is very healthy for it to continue to keep on going up. The French market, if you look at the French market, it's not quite like the UK market where it's consolidating. It's not quite like the German market where it's trending. It's kind of like a little weak trend, believe it or not, as much as not as strong as the German market here, because it's violated this red line a couple of times here. As you can see from last week, we're between the support right here, 42.34. The support's now being broken. It's got a high probability now of coming down to this 4,000 level. Resistance now is going to be 42.34. Amsterdam, if you look at Amsterdam right now, still kind of weak bullish trending here. It's pulled back a little. It's at a minor support right now around 387. Major support is going to be 382.40, and resistance is going to be 403. Spain, if you look here last week, we had a support of 96.61. It broke that, closed below that. We're now below that right now, so we got a high probability of getting to 88.04. Resistance is going to be 96.61. This is basically Italy. Italy again, just like Spain, between a resistance and support. On here, the resistance on this one's going to be about, actually, it's not even this one anymore. Its true resistance is going to be up here. That's a minor one now, around 18,666. Support on this one's going to be about 17,200 moving forward. A minor support, believe it or not, is going to be around 18,000. But this is still bullish trending, believe it or not. It's just trying to go for its major pullback type of scenarios to keep on a healthy move up. As long as it maintains the 17,200 level, this is still very strong bullish, believe it or not. Nordic here. If you look at Nordic here, it's just consolidating here. It's still bullish trending here, believe it or not, but deciding to consolidate around the support of 12.19, which is kind of hanging around right now. So it's right at the support. There's no longer consolidates around the support, the higher the probability it's going to actually pull back to this level here, 1145. So you kind of need this thing to take off to get to this resistance at 1284. If it doesn't do that soon, it's got high probability of going down to this next support level. Oslo is bullish trending here, unlike the Nordic market here. It's this bullish trending, still very strong. Minor support on this one's going to be about 520. Major resistance level is going to be around 560. Switzerland, this is just consolidating here at the top of this bullish trend here. Nothing really going on at all. It's stuck between 78.22 and 83.19 until it breaks one of those two levels. This is really not going to trend, or it's not going to do a major pullback as we're expecting it to do. Israel. If you look at Israel, still very bullish trending here, strong. It's going for its medium pullback right now. 49.66 is its major support. Resistance is going to be 55.72, but still very strong there. If it breaks this medium level here, it definitely will pull back to about 4,400, which will be its major pullback. Turkey really not doing anything, had a trend, major pullback here to this 4,000 level, then went back up here. It's trying to retest a high, which is its resistance at 47.72, not quite make it there. It's kind of stuck around the support at 44.71 right now. South Africa, bullish trending here, deciding to consolidate here for the last month and a half around this range here between 97.70 and 10,391 is basically the small tight consolidation pattern there. If it breaks the support at 97.70, it definitely will sit there and get to 94.15, which will be its major medium pullback that we're kind of waiting for the South African market. Saudi Arabia, you could see here at a little minor pullback last week, continuing to start to go up this week here. Its support right now is 81.53. As long as it maintains its support here, this is still going to be very strong bullish. If it breaks that, then the next support is going to be around 78.27. If it breaks that, then it'll finally undergo a pullback, which it hasn't really done yet at all. But this is still very strong going into 2014. Dubai, you could see here, not even showing signs of hesitating at all since the beginning run from the beginning of 2013. So it looks like it's pretty much at 3,100. Nice even number now. Support on this one's going to be 29.30. Still very strong as long as it maintains a support, and that support will move every week as time goes on. Abu Dhabi here is kind of slowing down. This was kind of going head on with the Dubai market going straight up, but then it kind of did a pullback here and kind of hesitating right here. Support on this one's going to be around 39.44. If it breaks out, 37.03. Let's go over to Asia now. Let's start from China and work our way down. China market, as we talked about last week, really doing nothing at all except consolidating. Last week it got to a resistance at 23.72, bounce off there. It's kind of hanging around between 22.48 and 23.72 until it breaks those two levels. Nothing's really going to happen. But is this tilted more towards the bullish side? So this is at the top of the consolidation pattern right now on the bullish side. The bottom of the consolidation pattern is going to be around 21.56. Hong Kong. If you look at Hong Kong, here it's kind of had a trend, pulled back, did a major pullback here. Now it's trying to reflirt. It's flirting around with its resistance here at 23,920. Hanging around here. If it could break that, then it definitely will get to 24,400. Support on this one's going to be 23,244. Now, if it gets to the 23,244, breaks that, then a lot of people are going to be looking at this as a head and shoulder pattern and possibly reversing and coming all the way back down to this level here, which is 21,000, or possibly over here to 20,000. So this is a very critical level, these two right now, which is 23,920 and 23,244. So we're going to keep an eye on that for the next couple of weeks and see exactly what it does. Probably will consolidate around that area some more, but we'll see. Eventually will break out. Korean market really not doing anything at all. The big consolidation patterns between 240 and 272. It's kind of stuck at the middle of this consolidation pattern, which is 259, which is the support, and resistance is 272. Japan, bullish trending here, trying to retest the high here, 15,921. This thing's got some momentum right now, to believe it or not, to break that 16,000 level. So I wouldn't be surprised if it gets to 16,000, breaks it right away, or maybe hesitates and then kind of equalizes it and breaks it then. But it is very, very strong going forward into 2014. So definitely keep an eye on that one. Indian market here is breaking its highs here, as you could see here. Let me shrink this market down, and you could kind of see you're right back here to the 2010 high here. Kind of broke it now, so we're at all-time high right now for the Sensex market, and now also relate to the Nifty market. And you could see its support now is going to be 21,004. This Indian market typically does go up in December, but watch out in January and February. That's typically when it starts to sit there, pulls back, and so forth. Indian market is doing good. It was great that it held its support at 20,251, so it does have a potential to keep on going higher until it at least sits here and breaks its support here. But we'll keep an eye on this in the next couple of weeks. Malaysian market, bullish trending, little ugly patterns, pullbacks here. It did break a resistance at 1,824, so broke that resistance level, and it looks like to keep on going higher. So that is now its next support is 1,824 for the Malaysian market. Australian market, why are we going to Australia? Let's go to Indonesia first. Indonesia pretty much coming down to our support, bounce off our support, 4,159. Now if it breaks this 4,159, it'll definitely get to 4,000. However, a lot of things are not set up right now to kind of break it. It may sit there and pull back to about 43.76, which is this next resistance level, and then sit there and make a move to break that right now. But next couple of weeks are going to definitely tell what's going to happen with Indonesia. If it does break the 4,000, this thing does have the ability to sit there and keep on tanking, and the Indonesia market will go all the way down to about 3,600 in the near-term future. So definitely keep an eye on that and be aware of that one. Thailand here is kind of flirting around with its support here at 1350. It's not good at all. Believe it or not, the more it consolidates, the more it's going to actually take the bullish momentum they had here and take it away, and it does have a potential at that point tanking. If it gets below 1300, this thing will definitely tank very harsh and come all the way down into 1,000 or maybe even below that. So be very careful of the Thailand market. Philippines market, it is doing the same thing as the Thailand market. It is bearish. It's at our support of 36.61. If it consolidates, this thing will have a potential of tanking too, but it definitely needs to break above the resistance at 38.29, start a bullish momentum up, but it's not done that yet. Vietnam here is coming out of the cloud. It's trying to get this resistance at around 19,000, slowly making a move up there, as you could see, but we definitely think it will get to 19,000 with high probability. After that, it'll probably sit there and consolidate more between 19,000 and 13,000 between the two values. Australia here is bullish, but it's in actually stuck between two values right now, which is 50.35 and 52.94, which are the two support resistance values. It's stuck between. It's more tilted more towards the bullish side because it's been above the cloud, hasn't really touched the cloud at all. But this is definitely more bullish. But however, I don't like the idea that it only went up a little and then pulled back here and kind of went below at this level here. If it gets to here, the momentum to the bullish side is very weakening and does have a possibility at that point entering the cloud, which is not good at all. So you kind of want it to hold right now, right around the 5100 level, 5150 level. If it can't hold that by the end of this week, then it does have potential getting here. If it gets here, then it's going to show signs of weakness to pretty much go down further. So be very, very careful in the Australian market into going into 2014. New Zealand, on the other hand, is very, very strong. It's coming close to its support at 46.50. Resistance is 48.49. This is still very, very strong. So there's still a high probability that the support at 46.50 is going to hold, and it'll make a move at that point to come back to 5,000. So definitely keep an eye on New Zealand going forward into 2014. Okay, so let's go to the Americas now. Let's start off with Brazil. Some people have been thinking Brazil is going to go up. However, Brazil does not look like it's going up right now. It is stuck between 50,590 and 53,793 is pretty much the range it's stuck on. It is tilted more towards the bearish side, so if it breaks the 50,590, it does have the possibility of going to 44,000. So it's tilted more towards the bearish side, not even the bullish at all right now. So you need to be patient on that one if you're trying to go bullish. Santiago, Chile, this is bearish trending, gone for a medium pullback here. It's stuck at a resistance level of 37.97. Support on this one's going to be 36.26. Argentina, still going on very strong. However, it got below its support here. Little resistance now, minor resistance, which is kind of holding it up, stopping it from going up, which is at 55.11. That's kind of what happened due to this consolidation pattern here. It's still very strong, so the next support is going to be around 49.41, and then the one below that's going to be 43.78. It's got a high probability, believe it or not, bouncing off the 5,000. So at 5,000, definitely look at buying opportunities for Argentina to possibly go retest this resistance here, 55.11, and then possibly come up to about 57.88, and then trying to go to 6,000. Mexico, really not doing anything at all. A trend here. This did a major pullback, consolidating. Time is against Mexico for it to be bullish, because the longer it takes for it to not retest the high up here, that's not good at all for this. And believe it or not, 43,000 is a major resistance level, which is having a hard time trying to break. Support on this one's going to be about 41,500, which is pretty much the support level that it's stuck at. Canada, as you can see here, bullish trending here, going for a pullback. It's definitely got to hold this 13,102 level in order for it to continue to be strong bullish. If it doesn't, it'll pull back to 12,638, which won't be good for this bullish trend at all. It will possibly destroy it. A resistance level on this one's 13,516, and then above that 13,752. NASDAQ, let's go over to the US side, the technology side. You can see NASDAQ slowly coming to a resistance level that we mapped out, which is 35.62. Support on this guy is going to be about 34.51 right now. S&P 500 is very close to 1817, which is the resistance level that we marked up next. Support on this guy is going to be about 1755. And lastly, the Dow, not even getting close to our values, kind of as the NASDAQ and the S&P. 16,262 is what we marked up to be the next resistance level for this guy, and 15,443 to be its next support, but it is basically bullish. So if you sum up over here, you definitely have, if you go over to Middle East, Dubai is very strong there, then at Israel right behind it. And then you come over to Asia, you definitely have New Zealand that's very strong moving forward. Then you definitely have Japan here trying to retest the high. And then you come over to Americas, Argentina is still very strong, along with the US markets out there. So those are the countries in those four main areas, in Germany and Europe. Four main areas that are very strong for those regions right now. And that's pretty much, you could do the pairs trading, you could look at individual stocks for those and so forth. Okay, so that does it for this week's video for the world markets. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next.